The movie starts in 1974. The West Virginia Sanatorium is shown. This sanatorium was designed for deformed people. Those deformed people who lived there were due to breeding and birth defects. Then there's the Incharge over there. Dr. Brandon tells Ann about the patients out there. During this, one patient holds Dr. Ann from the back and pulls out her hairpin. Then they proceed further and Dr. Brandon takes Dr. Ann to a legal brothers lockup. Those three brothers were named Three Finger, Sawtooth, and One Eye. Dr. Brandon tells that these three brothers were found by Mrs. Hillbillies in a jungle. That is the reason why they are called illegal brothers. And soon as they were found, they had swallowed their parents. Not only this, doctor calls them to be the most dangerous patients. Although they were kids, and the proof of their being dangerous was that one of them ate his two fingers. He was named to be a three finger. One of them took out his eye and ate that. That's why he was known to be One Eye. The third one uses to scratch his teeth with the wall. That's why he was known to Sawtooth. And he also injured so many patients with his teeth. After listening, Dr. Ann inquires how possibly they could bear such pain. Dr. Brandon tells her that they don't even feel pain. Then they proceed further and the patient who took out the pin of Dr. Ann tries to open the lock with that pin. But he couldn't succeed as he was not that much intelligent. Those three brothers were watching him and take the pin from him. And in those three brothers, the most intelligent one, Three Fingers, open up the lock. And they kill the security guard. Then they move towards the control room and open all the cells. That place is converted to a mental asylum soon. Those three brothers take up Dr. Ann and give her electric shocks and do so until her brain is damaged completely. After that, they catch up with Dr. Brandon and smartly kill him with brutality. And 29 years have been passed and 9 students are shown. Who was enjoying the snow. They all had to move towards a friend's cabin, but they forget the path. And we're trapped in a scary storm. During this, they find a building over there. They all approach that building, unaware of the fact that how much heavy cost they would pay. That building was the same sanatorium where those three brothers used to live. As they enter the building, they come to know that it was a hospital. They blow up the fire and sit relax there. But they were not habitual of staying relax, as it was in their nature to go out to a deserted place and inspect there. They inspect the place and find the Incharge office. They do find patients' file over there. And they realize that deformed people were kept here. Then we see that those three brothers take some to sanatorium along with them. 3 of the students go out to check for beds to stay. And they see something over there. One of them, named Vincent, goes there to check for it. He goes inside and starts shouting. Jenna and Kenya, who were staying outside, become afraid. But they somehow manage to find Vincent. Vincent was making scary fun with them. And scares them. Due to which both girls become angry and move away. And this is when One Eye was following them. And to seek for sorry, he goes to find a generator. He finds the generator and turns it on. As they were American students, they had a rule that if the light is in a deserted place, they always do a party. And they do the same and create a stir in the whole building. During this, they were unaware that somebody was keeping eye on them. During doing party, they reach a place where they find a movie DVD. Daniel puts it on the projector. It was being shown that extreme tests were run on those illegal brothers. After watching the film, Lauren says that her brother used to tell dangerous stories about them. She tells that those people were very dangerous and used to eat people after killing them. Nobody believed her and they go to sleep. Everyone sleeps in their room. But Vincent couldn't sleep and he takes a walk outside. He sees that someone was standing up front. And he has the same friend boarder in whose cabin they had to go. As he comes closer to him, he sees him died. And not wasting a single moment, Sawtooth puts the rod in his head and kills him. In the morning, they find out that the storm was never stopped, they were still there. As Vincent was missing, Jenna asks everybody about him, but no one even saw him. And not only this, but their luggages were also missing. They think as if Vincent is pranking with them again. Everybody starts finding him. 4 students go under the basement where they find a weird cage, in which so many tools were kept. When they proceed further they find all the cells, in which patients were kept. As they proceed further they see a lot of blood shattered over there. They become more worried. They all move in different directions of the basement. Then Jenna goes into the kitchen where she sees Sawtooth who's cutting down Borton into pieces. Three Finger comes over there and takes Sawtooth along with him. Jenna also runs away from there and tries to tell everyone upon her return. At the same time, something in the boater jacket was thrown at them. Then Kenya tries to check it. As she opens up the jacket she finds boater head in it. They were not out of the shock. Those 3 brothers throw a wire from the balcony to Claire's throat. They try to pull her upside. Then Kyle catches her and he becomes filled with her blood. After so much trying he was unable to save her. And her head separates from her body and fall upon him. They all try to run away from there. But their snow motors couldn't start as they pulled the spark plugs out. Now they are unable to understand that what can be done now. Lauren, who was the ski champion, tries to go for help. Others don't have warm clothes. And they could barely stand in that storm. Then they plan to lock them up in the charge office. They run inside the office and lock themselves up. They don't have anything for their safety, although they saw many tools in the basement. That's why Kyle, Sarah, and Daniel go to the basement. Three Finger follows them over there and they hide in the cage. When Three Finger leaves, they carry many tools and escape from there. On the other hand, One Eye makes a hole in the office and catches up with Kenya. Then Bridget smacks the blade on his hand and he leaves Kenya. They all are running into the basement and Daniel is behind them all. Sawtooth catches him and knots him tight in the kitchen. When Kyle and Sarah reach the office they come to know that Daniel isn't there. On their other hand, those 3 brothers were cutting Daniel alive. They all could hear him shouting. At last, after a lot of discussions, they plan to go out and save him. Then Kyle sees that they 3 were frying his muscle in oil and eating it. And Daniel could save himself from that torture. Seeing him dead they decide that they will trap 3 brothers. Thinking of it they attack them and lock them in one of the cells. Then Kyle decides to burn them and kill them. But Kenya stops him from doing so. She does so because her humanity pinches her inside. She was considering them to be innocent. They ask Kyle to look after them and go out from asleep. And due to bad luck, they were locked in the same cell they were before 29 years ago. And the main thing was that the pin they used to open the lock was lying right there. When Kyle gets asleep then Three Finger shows his smartness and opens up the lock and catches up with Kyle after coming out. When Kenya comes, generator shuts off by itself and darkness prevails everywhere. She sees that neither Kyle was there nor 3 of them in the cell. She comes back and tells everyone. Someone comes at the door whose face was completely covered. They all assume that it was him, Three Finger. They hit him very brutally. And he becomes dead. They decide to see his face and they realize it was Kyle, not Three Finger, whose tongue was cut off. They all try to escape from there but all those brothers were following them. After running much they approach the room where their luggage was kept. They all decide to put jackets on and move out from the window. But all the windows of the sanatorium were sealed. And they find the broken window there. But there was so much ice frozen behind that window. Sarah tries to move the ice and those 3 brothers reach there. Three Finger tries hard to break the door. Then Sawtooth tries to break that door. And Sarah succeeds in making way from that ice. They all escape out from there. But Jenna was unable to move out and gets trapped. Then Sawtooth kills him with a drill. They all 3 escape out from there. But those 3 brothers follow them on their snowmobiles. Sawtooth captures Bridget. She attacks him with a knife and he leaves him. On the other hand, we see Laurel who dies of extreme weather. And the sad thing was that the main road was in front of her. She couldn't see that due to the storm. So she decides to sit there and dies. Now only Sarah and Kenya were left. Kenya was trying to escape and One Eye was following him. As he comes near, Sarah pushes him down. And they move out on their snowmobiles. They both were happy as their plan worked. They were so happy that they couldn't see the wires. And their heads are blown away from their body. Three Finger comes there and picks their head. And their body remains there. After which the movie ends.